So good, we've avoided disaster. Oh, no, we didn't. There's Andy Seiss.
Only out of this race, and Josh Williams with one. Now we look back there, you see Terry Jones is on the high side. Oh, and Bo got tapped, looked like maybe by Krzyzewski, eh?
Yeah, and here comes Terry Jones. He runs into Cushman, as well as possibly even Bo in the 42.
7 or 8 cars got through that pretty well, though. It could have been much worse.
Yeah, this will be a good view right here. Watch about 6-8 rows back.
Yep.
Yeah, somebody got into the back of Bo, and it turned him sideways, got into the outside safer barrier, and then bounced off and into these other cars.
Yeah, it was Krzyzewski right behind him, I believe, and here's the onboard.
There's a bump right there. He actually picks the rear wheels up off the ground, and it turned the nose of Bo. There's the contact right there. That shoves Bobby down under the double yellow line. Now he's got to get back in position. It looks like maybe Dalton Sargent got into the 14 car and turned him around.
Yeah, Dustin Knowles hit that wall very, very hard with the right front, and a couple of times spinning around on the safer barrier.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with Bobby Gerhart getting back out in line. It looks like maybe the 66 of Dalton Sargent just barely nudged the 14 of Knowles, put him in the outside wall.
And when Gerhart and Krzyzewski were side by side, that's what clipped the front end of Corbin Forrester, and Forrester goes down into the inside safer barrier.
Well, let's take another look back behind that.
Oh,
See,
no,
Dalton Sargent got turned into the inside wall. Bobby Gerhart was just trying to go by on the inside. He got into the inside wall as well as the 66 of Sargent.
Yeah, I apologize. That was Mark Thompson right in front of those guys. You can see Thompson on the right here, and there goes Bobby Gerhart. They're side by side. Here comes the 66, and all across the front of the hood, the 66 goes in.
Yeah, that was Mark Thompson, not Dalton Sargent.
Yep.
Dalton Sargent was in the 55.
Ooh. All right, Josh Williams down on the inside.
Watch the outside wall. There's a yellow light. It looks to me like certainly right there that the 98's out front.
Wow, this is going to be a tight one for the ARC officials to make the decision. Briscoe to the inside, Tom Hessert outside, but look how close the 6 and the 98 of Gus Dean are. The winner of this race is Gus Dean. Josh Williams will finish second.
How about that? What an amazing job.
Josh is clearly ahead right there.
Yeah, watch the lights now. When the lights turn yellow.
Green, there's the crash. 1, 2, 3, and the yellow.
There's the yellow light. No doubt that the 98 of Gus Dean was ahead when the caution light came out. You see Chase Briscoe was ahead, or was in the 3rd spot right.
That was almost the big one, and it was going to include the booth. Just a tight hole that the 42 of Marks tried to get into there, and decided at the last second maybe that wasn't a good idea. Watch these guys back up on him, and he did all he could do to miss the car ahead of him.
I don't know that Marks really wanted to be there.
Oh, look at this run.
Keep on going. Keep on going. You see the line up here. Here at D. Good.
Wow.
Clear high.
That's a running start, isn't it?
Yeah, he was on pit road making a late stop.
Down there.
Seems like maybe they are for Logano paying off by being able to gain all that ground and stick on the bottom of the track.
It's a room. Gosh, that's a hard hit.
Scary, scary moment coming off of turn 2. Here to
thing that hard before. Right there he is in the 25 car. You see Garrett Smithley right behind him there, giving him a bump draft. They're right behind Joey Logano.
I can almost say, yeah, the 0 turns right into the 25. Joey Gates is just an innocent bystander here.
Oh, he just barely clipped that wall that jets out there, and that sent that car spinning like a top. Look at all the debris scattering. Smithley was just trying to help, and I think it pushed the 25 out a little bit. And when he tried to tuck back in line, it spun him around.
That's something as a driver you really got to be careful of. Coming off of the corners here where the banking falls away, the back of these cars get really, really light. So if you're, I mean, sometimes you don't even have to touch the driver in front of you, but if there's any contact at all, you're going to see a result like we just saw.
Such a tough break for Joey Gase. Remember last year, Michael, top 5 here at Talladega. High hopes for him today.
Jimmy Means Racing does such a great job and gives Joey Gase a chance to go out there and prove his talent. And he just was riding along. Nothing he could do about that. Winds up in the outside wall.
One more angle of the crash. Just had made the swing off of turn 2.
Look how close.
Thank the Lord for safer barriers. That's for sure. That was a tough angle. I tell you, that's one of the hardest hits you'll find in racing right there.
This will really show it.
Watch this 3,400-pound race car just pitched around.
See what it did to that right front tire? About ripped it off.
That's a testament to NASCAR for their safety that he was able to get out of that car like he did. It's going to be sore tomorrow, but at least he's went down. That's a strange. Oh, probably got a little help.
Just push you, got you out of shape.
One zig, one zag there, Mike.
It looked just like the crash off turn 2. We saw Cockrell go high.
Picked you up instead of shoving you forward. He said he was sorry, but just get back over
went
there.
low, and it caused an accident. Same thing here.
A lot of time at the front today for Ryan Reed. Was running in the 19th position when he hit the wall.
Luckily, not a ton of damage on that number 16 car. Get to pit road, maybe get some tires, and I know it. What happens in the pack? They were 3-4 wide.
Just too big of a push there.
He got into the side of Eric Jones. I wonder if Jones might have a tire rub. That was pretty significant contact, and just a great job of driving by Jeff Burton to save that car.
Watch him go.
Watch him bump into the side of Jones.
Yeah, it looked like the 43 actually got a little bit late there. Loose, and next thing you know, Brandon was right there on him, and it just turned him around when he got into him.
Bounce you out. You're clear. Stay in like that. Stay in like that. The one bounce you out. Now watch him.
How did Elliott Sadler get back on the road and not lose any ground? He's going to have a chance to win this race.
If he pulls high.
Joey Logano gets turned. Elliott Sadler drives through. They're crashing big time at the line. Brennan Poole, first career win at Talladega.
How about that for Brennan Poole? And a big hit from Blake.
Huge crash. Joey Logano with damage. The same for Blake Cook. Wow.
Oh, what a finish.
The 22 just went to block the one a little too much, lost control. What a great win for Brennan Poole.
26 1,000ths of a second.
I think I'm going to puke. You're not the only one.
That's so great. That's how much emotion these drivers have. To see Joey's okay. That's a big hit.
What an amazing finish. I mean, you think Elliott Sadler down the back straightaway,
It all unfolded, coming back to the checkered flag.
There it is, just about a nose. Heck, that's a big margin of victory, right, Denny Hamlin? You won by, what 2 inches in Daytona?
It is, but look at this. I mean, just chaos coming to the start-finish line.
Watch this move Elliott Sadler makes. He does everything perfectly. He goes high, he fakes high. That's where Logano goes. He loses control of his car.
Yeah, you cannot blame that on Elliott Sadler. No doubt. He went to go high, the 22 blocked, so he changed it, and he says, all right, I'm going to go low. And it just pulled the air off the 22 right there. The 22 wrecked.
Third first-time winner we've had in the history of Talladega Superspeedway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
What a great job by Elliott Sadler. Crashed on the back straightaway, but yet vying for the win on the front. Just gets pushed low and can't keep his momentum up to win the race.
How about Jeremy Clements with a third-place finish? Great run for that team.
And Justin Allgaier, so close to victory last week at Richmond, and then again this Saturday afternoon in Alabama.
The video that we have available here.
Such a shame for Blake Cook. He just was in a position there was nowhere for him to go.
See Allgaier, it looked like he was just dirt tracking it, sliding up the racetrack into Poole.
Stay in the middle, stay in with the one, don't let him flip to the outside. Stay in with him, trail up, trail up, trail up, trail up.
Lights out.
All they can do is wreck you.
Yeah, that's such a vulnerable spot. Anytime there's push drafting going on, when you were up front, you were so vulnerable to being pushed around by the person behind you, and that's exactly what happened.
Watch Elliott. A great move to the outside. We're going to block you there. I got to go low. Elliott Sadler did everything he had to do to win this race.
Top, stay top. Cover the checkers, cover the checkers. We'll see the review, but we should have got it right there, man. Nice work. Yeah, we'll get an official review. Just hang tight. Hang tight.
The finish, and they will have all of our angles at their disposal to confirm that it was the 48 at the start-finish line. Unofficially, we had the margin of victory at 26 1/1000ths of a second, so just over 2 100ths. And I think about Brennan Poole out of the Woodlands, Texas. Spent a lot of time on the short tracks out west.
Yeah.
Ran in ARCA, and when he didn't have a ride, was going to the track, working in the shop, doing anything he could do to stay around the sport. Got this opportunity last year. Brought over his sponsor, DC Solar. And it appears he's in victory lane for the first time in his career.
They won't give him the checker flag, Adam. He sat down at the start-finish line. Say, please, can I just have it? I know I won this race. Let's see what the video shows here.
What would you anticipate they're looking at? Because I never saw the caution lights come on, and the only thing I can think of is that NASCAR would have deemed the caution lights came on before they got to the start-finish line, and Poole was not leading at the time of caution.
That's possible.
But I didn't see the lights come on. Logano's okay.
The other thing, it's obvious here that Brennan Poole beats him. But the only thing I would say is are they looking at all the video of the last couple of laps to see if anybody was locking bumpers in that scenario?
Yeah, we saw a lot of it going on. We saw it happen at Daytona. It was like the end of the race. There was, it was very borderline, all the pushing that was going on. But
got so special.
You love it for him. You hate it for Brennan Poole.
Wow, that's hard.
And a great job by NASCAR. They said they use every piece of evidence they can find to determine the winner on the last lap. Elliott Sadler was clearly ahead when the caution happened.
I'm so happy for Elliott. I mean, he scratches and he claws in this series to continue to make championship runs every single year. His consistency is unmatched by anyone else. But I tell you what, a victory for him here, I guarantee you he's going to say it's up there on his list.
For the second straight week, we went to overtime in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And what a thriller it was here in Alabama. Let's take you through it. Good jump out front for Logano, and Sadler hung right with him. And what's amazing is on that final lap, he got shot down below the double yellow line, and I thought it was over for him.
When I looked up and he was coming trying to fight for the win, I was shocked. I thought he was out of the race on the back straightaway. These cars are just clobbed together, everybody pushing for everything they can get, and Justin Allgaier turns Sadler sideways right here. Watch this move he makes. How does he hang onto the car and still stay in contention? There he goes. But here he comes.
And all the while, look at that outside lane. Brennan Poole hanging tight and getting help from Jeremy Clements, who got his career best finish here today unofficially. So here they are to the white flag. And this is when business really picked up, because as you said, Denny, now these guys are at full song. They're back to full speed here.
Absolutely, and the push drafting and the bump drafting is at a max. Everyone's, I really like, how the outside line there stuck together. The 51 didn't, he didn't shoot to the outside or the inside of the 48. He stuck with them, and that gave them a chance to win this race.
And everything that Logano is doing right there, Adam, is exactly what he did coming through the tri-oval. He moved to the high side. He moved to the bottom. He was blocking. He was doing what he needed to do to win the race. And when they broke free coming to the tri-oval, that's exactly what he continued to do. Block Elliott Sadler. He knows Sadler's going high. He goes there, and he tries to go low and loses control. An amazing job by Sadler just to hang on to that car. He wrecked twice in overtime and won the race.
If you look back to Daytona, this is not much different. The only difference is the front two didn't crash. But Joey was doing exactly what he had to do there to try to win the race. He had to try to block the one. It just didn't work out for him.
And by that much, Elliott Sadler, a winner over Brennan Poole at Talladega. What a day it was, and the birthday boys got the checkered flag.
Pit road chaos on the first stop. Goes to tail right here.
Got the 2 car to the outside.
He's in an awkward position there. Oh, it just comes around. This is just like what happened in Daytona.
Same thing at Daytona. The car just comes around on him.
Unfortunately, he also gathers up teammate Casey Kane.
Let's ride along.
And clear low. Outside, still the 2 on your tight. 5's coming to you.
I think when that 2 went by, he just sent it down.
I tell you, DW is a combination. The 2 is on the outside of him, and when that 14 came up just a little bit, I think that took the rest of the air off of the 88.
I just feel like they were never comfortable with the car.
Some damage. That's his white and green car up at the top of the screen behind Danica Patrick. And there's where DiBenedetto got hit and knocked into the wall.
When was the last time we saw cars losing it by themselves? We see it every once in a while at Daytona, and we certainly saw it with the 88 and the 24 and the 4 at Daytona. But here at Talladega, I'm shocked by this.
Yeah, I was going to say last time I saw it was Daytona with the same car.
38 on the bottom here, coming right front, stay low.
Front of the field. Ooh, bad timing.
Yeah, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Line.
Now 78's got the 22 pushing him. They get a run.
Yeah, the 78 has no choice there. He's being pushed. You know, he wants to hit him as square as possible. Unfortunately, goes left a little bit there and clips him in the left rear.
Yeah, that just sends you off the track.
Yeah, it just sends you straight down like that. Michael did everything he could to stay out of those cars that were coming around him.
Sideswipe Casey Mears, and he goes into the wall, and Almirola, the blue car, goes around on the bottom. Here's what Martin Truex Jr. had to say.
Me right into the damn 55. Where do you think we're going to go? 22 is laying it to you. No, we'll save, Michael. Good job.
Look at that.
Was for a while there.
Hang on to her, bro.
Bottom last time around, Brad Keselowski in the 2. Boom. Pow.
Now, the key to that, see, this is the one that makes me nervous. You see,
just loose early on in this race, but they did settle down much better.
Back straight away. A big hit, and Jimmy Johnson goes spinning.
Upside down. Busher. Oh, man.
Chris Busher on his lid and lands back on his wheels. Caution involved.
3 car was involved.
Chris Busher had the worst of it. Austin Dillon turned quickly, and then
in there where they're 4 wide coming off the corner. You see the 3 on the outside. It's
the 35 Gilliland above the 3. Now McMurray in the 1, the red car, comes up, just brushes Austin Dillon.
Turns him into the 35.
And Dillon gets into Gilliland. Joey Logano turned the 48. And Busher goes for a big tumble.
I didn't think that thing was going to stop rolling there for a second, DW.
Goodness.
Good to hear he's doing okay.
There's just it's just almost inevitable.
It's like it just sucked the 1 up into the 3 and
pushed him
right up. The 3 had nowhere to go. The 35 was to the outside of him.
Not sure how much damage.
Big impact by Annette down there, hitting that inside wall. Luckily, there's a safer barrier there.
Capturing this. Look at rookie Chris Busher's wild ride down the backstretch.
It's been a while since we've seen one do this. We've seen it plenty of times here in Talladega in the past.
One thing I've noticed, I don't see a roof flap. Didn't come open yet.
It was an awful ride, but he was glad he was okay, and so was Dale Earnhardt Jr. when the steering wheel broke, and then things got away.
Repaired it.
And Carl Edwards in the 19 had damage from the last caution.
Oh man. He had a tire go down or some kind of a failure there.
Yeah, right front. Looked like he had some damage on the right front from that wreck back there.
You all right?
Up the hill it went.
Riding with Hamlin.
Anyway. 5, 3.
That was Landon Castle he got into.
I just don't think he realized Landon Castle was going to be pulling into his pit stall. He sort of jumped in there and 2 made contact. Still not sure why he's.
No. Yeah, don't know if someone got into him.
Too much rear brake.
Low on the racetrack. There he comes.
Oh my
man!
Broke. Something broke.
I'm not so sure he didn't just come off a pit road, or was he out there riding around for a while? But obviously,
caution is out. David Reagan.
Caution's out. We're done, boys.
Tough break for the Georgia driver.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson and the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Here comes the push. Gets a little side drive from that 27. Just gets him in that left rear.
Got him on that left rear.
It doesn't take much.
Can't do it.
You can do that a little bit in the corner where the car's loaded up, but on the straightaway, you got to be real careful. Look like just as the 41 was getting there, the 48, moved just a little bit, and that's all it took. That little bit of contact.
Boy, you just cannot push on that left side.
Go on board here, or from the outside of 48. Right there. Wow, great camera work.
Tight shot. Watch this.
Right up into Paul Menard.
Just gets it a little bit on that corner, and it turns a 48 dead right.
Yeah, sort of like the 48 was turning a little bit to the right. The 41 was turning a little bit to the left, and that little bit of contact.
What a shame. Look at all those cars.
You could see the hood flap coming up in the air on the 41 as he got close to the 41. So you're also losing front downforce if you're the car behind. You're taking the air off of the car in front of you. Really lightens the back of that car up as well. Then you make contact.
Here it is in real time.
Wow. Hammered that wall.
More than 15 cars involved in turn 1.
We've had some crazy races here.
Say whatever you want.
And this is one of them.
2 in front of her. Check it up, check up, check up, check up.
Oh, gosh.
Let's ride with Ryan Blaney.
He
in
might
the
be
Woodrunners
okay.
Car.
I think Hamlin, and we'll have to see if there's any damage to the splitter, but he made it through there.
Blaney.
Still middle 3.
Levin went to the garage.
Yeah, so he must have had a lot of damage to the splitter.
Still middle 3. Check up, check up, check up, check up, check up, check up, check up. Check up, come on. Let it roll up, let it roll. Check up, check up, check up.
Oh, there's the damage to the 11, the right front.
Just dug in.
I'm not so sure anybody made it through this one.
I don't look like there may be more. Here's Jimmy Johnson.
I mean, come on, Kurt. How far are you going to push me? Yeah, car's destroyed. I mean, he just drove through me the whole front straightaway.
Now, prior to the crash, here's audio from Kurt Busch's side.
Hard to see exact distance out the front. When I'm on the 48, I don't know where he is in relationship to the car in front of him.
Couldn't exactly make out what
I'm not sure what he said.
Second. On the inside.
He just ran it.
Yep.
Now, see, now I'm going to tell you what. To me, the 22 forced him down there.
I'll tell you, it's amazing. You give a guy a shot and he shoots him forward.
Oh boy, Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's
and around she goes into Kenseth.
Man. Oh gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was.
I am not believing that.
He's fine, boy. You got the window net down right away out of frustration. The 4 car, Harvick.
Danica climbs out, radio cord, gets in the middle, the 5th car back.
I think somebody makes contact with. McDowell got her in the left rear.
Yep.
Yep. And that
no, she hit him in the right front. And when that happened, it just got air underneath the car.
Is anybody left in this race?
Let's watch from the Goodyear aerial coverage, and you'll see several things happen here as Kenseth's car comes back down to earth.
I can tell you, a lot of teams are going to be freezing those shots to look underneath this car when they leave here.
No, I saw that.
It's not often you get to see what's underneath them.
Right behind the red 21, there's the 3 of them. Whoosh.
You realize how powerful the wind is in that situation to be able to take a car of this weight, what's 3,400 pounds around approximately, and just pick.
There's McDowell into the 43 of Eric Almirola.
Look at that
and
thing.
Up goes Kenseth.
It's like a feather. What a mercy.
Now, right in front of Danica when that began to unfold was Ryan Blaney.
So 2 back to the top. Top's got to run. 1 back. Half back top. Half back. Half back top. Half back. Half back. Outside.
And next, we're going to ride with Eric Almirola.
Big shot.
Oh. So nobody in front. Spinning in front of you. We got it, guys. We got it.
Oh, 22 come back.
Yeah.
You're all the way up, you want. Very low, right in front of you. Keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging. Stay high, stay high.
Turtle, and hopefully he got everything pulled in when they started heading for him.
I guess it was at Danica. They got the force. Another car that maybe had some silver on it.
Bobby Labonte, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. 18. Oh, the
Kyle
three stepped
Busch,
out.
Dillon. Kyle Busch and Dillon side trouble. Car hard in the wall. 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution has waved with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Truex, Labonte, and everybody else.
Good job today, Brad. That was you, man. Managing that.
I don't know how to explain this. I've never seen anything like this ever.
Bumper cars.
I've never seen
200 miles per hour.
I don't know how to explain it.
Similar to yesterday, caution flies in the last 1,000 feet of the race. The field is frozen at the moment of caution. Upper left is the caution light. This is synced up with the video to establish the moment of caution into the tri-oval. Contact between Truex and Allmendinger, and then Cole Witt turns Kevin Harvick up and into the wall, and Stenhouse and Allmendinger. Witt slides along and crashes with Truex. Caution is out. Race is effectively over. Exit of pit road. 400 feet maybe from the start-finish line, and there's your finish. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon 3rd, Chase Elliott 4th, Jamie McMurray 5th.
Who else, got tangled up, and then we got back there and got racing where we didn't need to be racing and got crashed. But I guess it still finished, so it's just tore up.
Thanks, Kevin.
Chris?
All right, thank you. And